Update 19.10 finally landed. The big question, of course, from all of this, after it was delayed yesterday, was who is Taxon? I keep wanting to say Taxion, I don't know why, but Taxon. It is a new Sentinel that has been added, or Blueprint has been added. I'm trying to quickly remember where this was. It's between Venus and Earth? Really? So it would have to be this one, the Junction. You will get rewarded it the first time you unlock the Venus Junction. I think it's the Venus Junction. I've got to let these kind of cycle through and hope it's in there, otherwise I've just made a fool of myself. Haha, there it is. If you have already done so, which a lot of people will, you will have a message in your inbox from the Lotus, and this basically is a way of giving it to players who have already done this Junction, and this is kind of a good thing. It's been classed as the baby Sentinel, and if you actually go to the market and search for this thing, it doesn't look like there's a way to buy it either. You have to build this thing, which is a nice introduction for what is being classed as the introduction to Sentinels, with of course Carrier's ability to vacuum mods up. It's a mod called Vacuum actually. Now being able to put that in any Sentinel, it means that Sentinels have been introduced without having to spend 100,000 credits getting the blueprint. It's only 5,000 if you do decide to actually buy it, but the fact it's been sent to pretty much everybody who's already done the Junction, and you have to do the Junction fairly early on, it's not expected that this Sentinel is going to be absolutely amazing or anything else. It's the baby, and its kind of ability is it protects the owners by restoring the shields. You can see it there. Shield restoration. Ooh, and it has... I don't particularly like the sound of the Ice Beam, considering Death Cube had the Death Beam, which is pretty much going to be exactly the same thing. But that was his ability. He had a weapon on top of that. This thing will just restore shields as you have it equipped. Oh, with Helios Prime... Oops, did I say that? Being kind of announced, it's kind of everywhere at the minute that Banshee Prime and Helios Prime are going to be next, with a secondary that seems to be mysterious but does look like the Magnus. I can't decide, because I usually have a Sentinel for restoring shields. I may actually use this Sentinel more than intended. Which leads us on to the fact that there has been a few weapons that have been what has basically been classed as a visual refresh. And I'm not sure. I like the Braton, but that does look much better as the Braton. Plus there is new skins that go with these, which I'll cover in a second. I'm not sure how this is a reskin. Kind of looks like the old Skana did. Even the Lato looks so much nicer. It's just subtle things like the back of it looking a little bit better and the barrel looking a little bit better. That does look much better. This also kind of goes for the AC version. It's a shame they haven't added more damage to these, because they do look nice. The Paris has of course been reskinned as well. It is listed there as being reskinned, but not seeing much of a change, apart from the fact that the quiver on the back looks like the bottom's been cut off, so the arrows stick out the bottom. Speaking of the new skins, the Kunai got a reskin, but this is the one of the new skins for it, and to be fair, the Nocturni, because it's got an E on the end, it's not Nocturnal, does look pretty nice. It's just a shame that Nidus here is kind of pointing the wrong way. From the things on the hip to the fact that this has actually added a kind of decal to the actual blades that you hold in your hand, as you can see them there. I think that's where that skin's going to go the most for me, or that pack. And probably the biggest visual change out of all of this comes on the bow. This, instead of it just being a normal staff, it was just looked like a stick. It now actually has something on the ends that represents... I don't want to say they're blades, because they don't really look like blades, but that does look much better. But the bow was just a stick. Just a round tube you held in your hand. At least now it has a physical shape to it. And again, with the Nocturne skin, this of course can be bought as part of the bundle here. It looks even better. That is of course one of the new skin bundles. There is that one in the KINTSUGI, which is a little bit subtler, but on the bow at least, you can kind of see it's just adding gold parts, which doesn't really suit the bow that much. I do think it suits the Braton quite nicely though. If you do prefer the older shape to the Braton, which is pretty much this, some of the older skins still hold the original shape. Technically doesn't need it because where the magazine sits, it had to, didn't it? Anyway, from where the magazine sits to the Prime version, there's actually nothing there. The Prime version doesn't really need a reskin. It's a Prime version. It doesn't look anything like the original anyway. There's only, well, it kind of has the similar shape, so you can get away with leaving the Braton Prime as it is. Hopefully they won't reskin that, seeing as it's the weapon I used the most. Of course, one of the better updates, which would have been better suited in that whole quality of life update, is something as simple as adding the words unlimited uses to blueprints, so you know how many blueprints you've got without having to go into components. That makes things so much easier. You see, I know now that I've got 2 of those. I know now I've got 138 former blueprints. There it is. 3 Exilus adapters, so I can build only the 3. Do I need one? I've got 6 built, it's fine. That's about it. As always, there will be a link in the description below for the forum post about the update. As for the whole next Prime thing, well, the current Valkyria Prime has still got 11 days before her 90 days is over. They haven't said that Valkyria Prime is going to come to an end. At least I don't think so yet. If they have, that's going to be pretty silly. But at least when I was on the forums before, nothing has been said yet. So it's at least 2 weeks away before that comes. And with the Tenno Gen stuff coming on the 15th, on PC and console at the same time, that's round 7 will drop on both at the same time, which is a first for that. It's going to be at least 2 weeks before we find anything out, but it's out there. I'm not confirming anything because I don't know what's next. I can guess at what's going to be next, but it spoils half of the fun. But if Helios Prime is coming, with the new Sentinel coming out, I'm going to be hard up choosing between the 2 because I like my Helios, but the new one having the whole ability to replenish shields, that could be a lot more promising, but at the same time, it depends on what its health and stuff are like.